Hello and welcome to Mitv Primetime News. I am Teresa Adeyemi. Oil giant Shell sees $6 billion in investment opportunities in Nigeria, especially in offshore gas and liquefied natural gas (LNG) projects, the country's presidency said in a statement on Friday. Nigeria, the continent's top economy and major oil producer, is seeking to attract more foreign investment since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came to office in May with a raft of economic reforms. After meeting with Tinubu in Abuja, Shell representative Zoe Yuznovich announced an imminent $5 billion investment in the Bonga North offshore project and commitment to another $1 billion over the next 5 to 10 years in gas and LNG. The statement said Shell remains committed to investment in Nigeria, particularly as the company refocuses its investment to key into new and existing opportunities in the deep water and gas sector. Tinubu, our former Lagos governor, said he was committed to overcoming roadblocks to investment for the energy sector. OPEC member Nigeria has seen its oil output on the decline in recent years due to widespread theft from pipelines and attacks and high operating costs, deterring onshore investors. A new law, the Petroleum Industry Bill, passed in 2021 after years of debate and delays, aimed to bring more foreign investment in the oil sector with amendment to regulations, royalties, and taxes. Vice President Kashim Shettima has restated the determination of President Bola Tinubu administration to actualize the government's vision in the management of various boundaries in the country. The spokesman of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwocha, in a statement on Friday, said Shettima gave the assurance when he received management of the National Boundary Commission (NBC) at the State House. The management of the commission was led by its Director General, Mr. Adamu Adaji, on a courtesy visit to the Vice President at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Shettima, who is also chairman of the commission's board, commended his management and staff for working assiduously with the various stakeholders to ensure harmonious relationship along the border corridors. The Vice President therefore urged them to keep up the good work. Shettima encouraged the commission staff and management not to relent in their effort in resolving contentious issues of boundary disputes across the country. On the constitution of a new board for the commission, the Vice President stressed the need to urgently constitute the body to facilitate the operations of the NBC. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has called on the country's budget and agencies to separate the budget of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund (TET-Fund) from Nigeria's annual budget to enable effective implementation. ASU President Professor Emmanuel Osodoke made the call at the TET-Fund Alliance for Innovative Research Third Fair Showcase and Closing event held at Innovate Technology Hub, Airport Road, Abuja. Osodeke, who was speaking against the backdrop of suspicion that the national budget may not enjoy 100% implementation, observed that straightly for the first time, government decided to add TET-Fund's budget to the national budget. Correspondent Mira Menakimo reports that the ASU president, however, called on Nigerians to deal with inferiority complex, which allows them to depend on services abroad, stating that every country in the world that wants to develop must use its ideas and uses people and those ideas in the universities. Also, the further decried continuous patronage of foreign goods and services by Nigerians even when they can be sourced locally. The Minister of Labour, Honorable Simon Lalong, who described the occasion as a celebration of the remarkable innovative achievement over the year, said the scheme serves as a platform for researchers and innovators to showcase their groundbreaking ideas to transform them into tangible solutions. Earlier, the Executive Secretary of TET-Fund, Sonia Chono, said the fair was organized to support researchers and universities to bring their innovative ideas to fruition. While reiterating the importance of Nigerian transiting to a knowledge-based economy, Chono stated that the world has moved from a resource-rich economy to a knowledge-based one, and Nigeria cannot afford to lag behind. Also, the Minister of State of Education, Honorable Yusuf Sununu, said the TED Fair was not the only research effort being made towards national development, stating that Nigerian researchers were also engaged in multi-pronged effort including the development of vaccines for preventable diseases in Usmanu Danfodio University, Sokoto.
As we are today, Nigeria is a deep crisis, and we must accept it. Our best brain, whether in the medical or in academics, are leaving the country. Young, middle-aged, and old, because of the way the academics were treated in the year 2022. When you say they don't matter, you can check. Thousands of our colleagues, the good ones, are leaving the country. Many are even leaving to go and farm. Because for them, a professor gets 350,000 naira a month as salary. Special assistant to the senator get 1.something million. Special assistant to the president get 1.something million. A professor who has said all his life collect 350,000. He don't go and farm. All he requires is just 100 bag of rice, and God has doubled his salary. We must rescue our country.
Of you to uphold the highest standards of integrity, professionalism, and innovation as you navigate the path ahead. Let your successes be a testament to the transformative power of Third Fair and a source of inspiration for further generations. Ladies and gentlemen, job creation remains a fundamental mandate of the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment and a top priority under the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. We steadfastly support initiatives that foster innovation, stimulate economic growth, and generate employment opportunities. In this context, I would like to draw the attention of the esteemed Executive Secretary of Third Fund to the Michael Imodu Institute for Labor Studies, MNILS.
Third Fund as the foremost interventionist agency in Nigeria's tertiary education sector.
Third Fund management, please scale up the fair. You have exposed the inventors. What is the problem here in Nigeria? It's about copyright ownership protection. Copyright ownership protection. The fair must provide the means of protecting the work of the inventors. Otherwise, it may become difficult for people to expose their talent if they are not protected. And I think even in healthcare delivery system, that's why we have issue, especially with traditional medical practitioners in the country, not willing to expose the secret behind their success so that they cannot lose their ownership. You also have to collaborate most closely with relevant regulatory bodies so as to enhance the marketability of the product produced by inventors. Such government agencies include National Agency for Drug, Food Administration and Control, NAFDAC, so that we can have a safe product getting into our market. And when we do this, I think
48 hours after being summoned by the Senate, the Group Chief Executive Officer GCEO of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, Mele Kyari, is now appeared before the Joint Committee on Appropriations. The Senate had issued a 24-hour ultimatum on Wednesday to the NNPC boss after an observations that he had in previous occasions shown summons by the Senate to appear before its Art Committee, probing over 11 trillion naira expenditure and then around maintenance of refineries in the country between 2010 and 2023. Responding to questions by the Senate Committee on Appropriations on the potential drop in pump price of petroleum owing to the expected functionality of refineries, Kyari clarified his comment after he was interrogated again. He explained that it might be possible to have a reduction, but it is not the main objective of the refineries. He buttressed that maintaining the energy security target has fostered the confidence that in 2024 Nigeria will become a net exporter of petroleum product. The NNPC boss affirmed that no subsidies charged to the Federation, adding that the NNPC has contributed 4.5 trillion naira as direct revenue into the Federation in a combination of taxes, royalties and dividends, and paid 406 billion naira as dividend to federal government's account from July 2023. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has alerted Nigerians to be conscious of counterfeit naira note in circulation. The Apex Bank issued this warning in a statement released on Friday advising deposit money banks, financial houses, bureau de change, and the public to be vigilant and implement necessary precautions. The CBN, however, assured the public that it is working with law enforcement operatives to apprehend those responsible for circulating counterfeit currency. It also encouraged the public to embrace alternative modes of payment for day-to-day transactions to mitigate the risk of spreading counterfeit banknote. The statement read in part, and I quote, "The attention of the Central Bank of Nigeria has been turned to the circulation of counterfeit banknotes significantly higher denominations by some individuals for transactions in food markets and other commercial centers across major cities in the country." Meanwhile, all deposit money banks, financial houses, and bureau de change and the general public are enjoined to be more vigilant and take all necessary precautionary measures to curtail the acceptance and distribution of counterfeit notes. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has said the state requires at least 7 trillion naira budget size to meet up with infrastructure and basic amenities in the year 2024 fiscal year. This came as he expressed readiness to ensure ease of doing business in the state despite current global business challenges, stressing that his administration could not continue to give excuses. Sanwo-Olu, in the company of his deputy, Dr. Bafemi Mzat, made the remarks on Friday at the 8th Lagos Corporate Assembly, Business Forum tagged Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu BOS meets with business community in Alausa, Ikeja. The governor noted that despite the global business uncertainty, his administration cannot give excuses, but must work to achieve the set out goals as promised made to the people during campaign period. Earlier, Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperative, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Falashade Ambrose Medebim, explained that undoubtedly the Corporate Assembly has been a very important public-private sector's engagement platform through which the state government and the business community interact and discuss issues that are crucial to the state industrial and commercial growth. Ambrose Medebim assured that all issues raised at the last edition had been addressed adequately by various MDAs relevant to improving business environment in the state.
The question is, how do we meet the real foreign currency demand in real market? There's so many, in my view, there's so many indices that need to be corrected. I mean, there's still a lot of, we are we're the economic commercial nerve center of our country. So we know that if we don't get it well here, it has a way, it has a ripple effect on the entire continent, on the entire country.
More than ever before, Lagos State is the face of pervasive global economic challenges and is poised to support both the industrial and commercial sectors to maximize their potentials towards making greater contributions to the state's GDP. Towards this end, the state government, through the Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, will continue to institute policies aimed at further promoting sustainable business environment.
Over 400 lawyers on Fridays raised their alarm over persistent threat to the life of one of their colleagues, Barrister Yetunde Shaibu, convener of the United Front of Democracy UFDE, by a certain interest loyal to the Social Democratic Party and its Goki governorship candidate. The lawyers from across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country under the aegis of the Committee for the Defense of Democracy said this followed UFD's whistle blowing on an alleged clandestine move by the Social Democratic Party and its governorship candidate to file their petition against the outcome of the November 11 election through the backdoor and backdate, same to circumvent the provisions of the Electoral Act, having failed to do so within the 21-day window prescribed by law. The lawyers who spoke at an emergency press conference in Abuja, attended by 20 representatives of the organization representing their zones, said the claim by the secretary of the tribunal that it was attacked and petitions stolen shortly after the whistleblowing was suspicious. They noted that ever since Shuaibu's organization raised the alarm on Monday this week, she had received series of threat messages, while her family members had also been harassed endlessly for no crime other than the fact that she engaged in a patriotic act in defense of democracy and called for investigation into a crucial matter after diligent findings. The lawyers therefore called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's security chiefs and all relevant authorities to leave no stone unturned in protecting their colleagues, saying an injury to one is an injury to all of us.
The development has also made us, as lawyers and patriots, to intervene on the side of the law, justice and democracy, on the side of issue of petition filing in Kogi State and assess the claims and counterclaims, while calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, service security chiefs and all relevant authorities to leave no stone unturned in protecting our colleagues. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to all. All threat to her life must not be taken for granted, but thoroughly investigated and the culprits and their sponsors nabbed before they carry out their nefarious criminality.
We are here to advocate on behalf of our colleague, Barrister Yetunde Shaibu, who was the whistleblower for the incident that just occurred in the previous elections. And we just want to ask, and we also request that her life be protected, because she's only standing for the cause of justice and democracy and fair hearing. So we appeal to members of the public, to the government and everyone involved, that our colleague be protected. Her life is sacrosanct at this moment, and we are here to protect her fundamental human rights. So on this course, we proceed.
The federal government has called on media professionals to collaborate with it in the delivery of good governance by publicizing people-oriented policies and programs in the interest of the masses and the overall good of the country. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, made a call in Lagos at the second edition of the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) milestone recognition of media icons in Nigeria. The minister, who was represented by the Director General of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, Dr. Mohammed Bulama, noted that part of the federal government intervention to improve on the living standard of Nigerians was the launch of a 75 billion naira fund to support businesses. Idris said in the area of rebranding the country, his ministry put together a committee of renowned experts to work on and finalize a value charter for Nigeria, in line with President Tinubu's desire for true and sustained reorientation of national values and attitudes. Former Governor of Ogun State, Olusegun Oshoba, who is a media icon, said that the society owed professionals in the media industry a lot for their huge contribution to nation building, while describing the gathering as an array of the best and biggest names in the pen profession. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Ibrahim Mohammed Kashim, while delivering his keynote, said the media had done so well for the country, and as such urged the professionals to put in more effort at holding leaders accountable and championing our Nigerian society that ensured equal right for all persons, as well as guaranteed free and fair elections. President of NUJ, Dr. Chris Isiguzo, said that the award served dual purposes of celebrating the extraordinary contributions of the media icons and using the impressive stories of the icons to spur the younger ones to strive for excellence in the discharge of their duties. A total of 17 outstanding veterans and elders in the nation's media landscape were honored at the event, including the founder citizen, FM Alhaji Najim Jimo, the founder of Newswatch, Ray Ekbo, and a celebrated mass communication scholar, Professor Ralph Akinfeleye, among others. The governor of Bauchi State was awarded the media-friendly governor of the year. Veteran Dan Ladi Bako gave appreciation on behalf of all the recipients.
New charter, which will be unveiled by the president early next year, will consist of a Nigerian promise and citizens' codes defining our core values as Nigerians, while taking into full account our ethnic, cultural, and linguistic diversities. It will seek to entrench in all Nigerians a balanced understanding of our rights as well as our responsibilities as citizens of the greatest black nation on earth.
We journalists over the years always celebrate others. We always promote other professions. We always promote others. But for us, there's a change. We are beginning to celebrate people while they are alive. We are beginning to recognize ourselves. It was in this time last year that we had the highest number of people giving the national honor. It has never happened. Again, that's a big plus to our president.
Let this occasion therefore serve as a reminder of the responsibility we carry as custodians of information, the torchbearers of truth, and the guardians of democracy. As we celebrate, let us renew our commitment to the ideals that bind us as journalists: integrity, accuracy, and the relentless pursuit of the public good.
A cursory look at the list reveals a common strand. It is populated predominantly by professionals who have paid their dues over the long period, media icons of impeccable credentials, and who have sired many equally accomplished colleagues who could think of it also qualify for the milestone awards. This indeed is a great moment. I feel extremely lucky and highly delighted that I am part of this event.
If anything, it was the media that helped this military to go earlier than they did. Remember that in August 1993, the occupants of Aso Rock nicely walked away back to Mina because of the pressure of the media. We all know what the media has done to facilitate democracy. I want to use this opportunity, standing on behalf of all recipients, to thank you all and to signpost the next agenda for the media: defending democracy.
The Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Eniton Ogunwusi, has appealed to government and political stakeholders to commit themselves to policies and programs that will deepen advocacy and promotion of local content. The famous monarch said this in Ile-Ife while addressing journalists during one of the activities lined up to mark his 8th coronation anniversary. Oba Ogunwusi said local content will engender creation of jobs and also encourage subsidiary industries to spring up, attracting a boost to the nation's economy and subsequently reduce pressure on dollar. He commended companies and industries that specialize in indigenous production, as he suggested to government to prioritize 70% local content for industries in the nation. The monarch charged President Bola Tinubu, governors and federal lawmakers to include locally made and assembled vehicles in their fleet. Speaking on his rumored visit to former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele at the Kuje Correctional Center, the monarch explained that he was at the facility as part of activities to mark his coronation anniversary. He said he was there at the instance of an NGO owned by his wife known as Open Life Initiative to encourage the inmates there not to lose hope in life. He urged peddlers of fake information to desist and focus on positivity, growth, and unity in the nation.
Enough of promoting foreign commodities. We are the one killing ourselves in this country. Let us continue to encourage our own. They are not perfect. Let us continue to support them. Look at so many illegal refineries across the Niger Delta, Mangrove, and all the places they are setting up. Instead of them to stop them from doing it and take that technology to take to universities to improve on it, they would rather just destroy them completely. Industries, nations, they do espionage. They go to different other nations for industrial espionage. We already have our own. A typical example of Innocence Motors. We are appealing to our leaders. It's about time we are serious in this country. Enough of benchmarking everything with dollar. A letter was written over a week ago to many prisons, including the one in Ife. Koshere is in Ife. But I went for an assignment in Abuja, and the nearest prison is Kuje prison. And Hopes Alive Initiative, the deputy convener is mine.
And that's all from the local scene tonight. We go on a quick break to bring you foreign stories. Please stay with us.